Hello and welcome back to the FCS Football channel, and this is the big one, the Manchester United versus Manchester City match preview. Of course, it's the Manchester Derby. Now, like I say, this is a huge game for both teams, especially for Manchester United after what was an embarrassing defeat to RB Leipzig that saw us get knocked out of the Champions League group stage, of course seeing us drop into the Europa League, meaning we've made no progress from this time last year. Before we start even talking about it, do I think Manchester United can win this game? Yes, I do. I should tell you why I think we can win this. Because that is what we do. We are inconsistent FC. We are the team that would lose to RB Leipzig and then go beat our biggest rivals, one of the best teams in the world, in Manchester City. And partly because they are our rivals and this is a type of game it's easy to get up for. It's a game that if you win it, the fans forget. The fans forget about the RB Leipzig defeat and we go, oh yes, we're the best team in the city. Manchester is red. And that's perfect for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because he knows his job is on the line. And we've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thrive when the pressure is on him before. Let's look at last season. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looked set to be sacked. And especially when you looked at his fixtures and he had Pep Guardiola's Manchester City team and Jose Mourinho's Spurs team back to back in the space of a week or something like that. He went and beat both, didn't he? He went and beat both. And that proves how, again, and it's becoming a meme about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but when his back is against the wall, he comes out on top. Earlier in the season, he looked like he was going to get sacked. Came up against Everton, who was in fantastic form at the time, beat him. And this is something Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has consistently done, beating a team when his job is on the line. And I think we're going to see the same again today. Last year, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer beat Pep Guardiola in what was a must-win game for him and in a difficult run. How many other times did he beat Pep Guardiola last year? And what's his record against Pep Guardiola? Last year, we faced Manchester City 4 times. Twice in the league and twice, of course, in the Carabao Cup semi-final. We beat Manchester City 3 times last season. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the process of becoming the first manager to ever do the double over Pep Guardiola in a single season. And taking it a step further, of course, he did the triple over him. Look, it proves Ole Gunnar Solskjaer somewhat has Pep Guardiola's number. And it's strange to say that, considering how difference of quality there is between them two teams. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer clearly has some idea on how to beat a Pep Guardiola side. And like I said, I can see him doing it again. Now, Manchester City's form coming into this game, Premier League, this is 2 wins in the last 2. But however, in the last 4, they lost to Spurs, of course, and drew to Liverpool. While Manchester United in the Premier League are in fantastic form. We beat Everton, we then went to West Brom and won, beat Southampton, and of course we beat West Ham. All games where it was difficult for us, but we've managed to get the victory. And I believe in all 3 of them games as well. Well, 3 of them 4 games. Obviously, of course, West Brom, we didn't concede. But we came from a goal down, which leaves us in good stead for this game against the Manchester City team that will look to attack us and can score goals, as proven by the fact they smashed 5 past Burnley, 2 past Fulham, and it could have been more. So Man City will be coming for blood, especially after what we did to them last season, where we did the triple over them. Now, looking at Manchester City, they are going to play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, whichever variant sort of thing you want to class it as. And this is the annoying bit about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm not a Manchester City fan, and I know what formation Pep Guardiola will start and what Manchester City will start, because they play it every week. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you don't know that. We don't know that. We could go into this game with a 5-back, a diamond, a 4-2-3-1, or something completely new. We just don't know. But talking about Manchester City, they're going to be dangerous, Manchester City. And that's because of that long crossfield ball, which they know how to play expertly. And that is Manchester United's biggest weakness. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Alex Telles as well, if he's playing, maybe Luke Shaw. They have to come in so narrow to try and protect our crap centre-backs in Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof, because neither of them can run. So they come so narrow. So that crossfield ball, we saw it against Brighton. And Solly March and obviously RB Leipzig and Angelino, that crossfield ball always exploits us. And with what probably be Benjamin Mendy and most likely Raheem Sterling out on that left-hand side, that's going to cause us issues. Especially when it's Kevin De Bruyne playing that ball. And we've seen it so often. So that could be a real danger for Manchester United if Man City are able to play them continuous balls across, especially if it's to Raheem Sterling, who has pace to burn. However, luckily, we do have Aaron Wan-Bissaka there, who traditionally has done exceptionally well against Raheem Sterling, and he's got so many plaudits for his game up against Raheem Sterling. So if there's any man I would like to see up against Raheem Sterling, it would be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, defensively for Man City, we could see either John Stones and Ruben Diaz or Aymeric Laporte and Ruben Diaz. We've seen Stones play for Man City in the last couple of games and he looked exceptional alongside Diaz. However, against Manchester United, I expect Man City to play their full-strength team. I don't expect them to try and take the piss against us because obviously, although they are the better team and they are the team that would expect to win this game over Manchester United, especially considering Manchester United's last game against RB Leipzig, they have to win it, and trying to take the piss out of us is not going to really work for Manchester City, especially if that ends up costing them. And so I don't think they're going to try and experiment too much, and I think they will just play their two strongest centre-backs in Aymeric Laporte and Ruben Diaz. Now into the midfield, I expect to see Kevin De Bruyne, obviously a key player for Manchester City. I don't think he's been exceptional this season. He hasn't been on the level we expect of Kevin De Bruyne. But of course, Kevin De Bruyne is Kevin De Bruyne, and he is capable of moments of magic. So he will undoubtedly start. And then it's just whether who partners him. We expect to see Rodri, and then it's just really, is it Gundogan or Foden, Fernandinho? Any of them can really play there for Manchester City today. The front line has the most question marks about it. Who will start? Sergio Aguero is back from injury and featured in their last Champions League game against Marseille off the bench. However, Guardiola has said he's not ready to start. Whether that's mind games or not, we don't know. But he will most likely feature at some point if he's needed. Jesus is back and fit and has been playing the last few games for Manchester City, so he could start. We have quite often seen Raheem Sterling play as a false nine, a bit similar to what Forsberg did for RB Leipzig against Manchester United. So again, we could see that, and then have Ferran Torres and Mahrez on the wings. Both of them two have been in fantastic form. But going back to Raheem Sterling, he could be a real key player for Manchester City today. If he's playing off the left up against Wan-Bissaka, we obviously, like I said, that crossfield ball to Sterling could be so dangerous and could cause Manchester United a lot of problems. And Raheem Sterling is a fantastic footballer and winger. He can score goals and he can put a ball across the line. So that will be dangerous. And if he's playing as a false nine, like we've seen him do quite often, he could win Manchester City the game because of our donkey centre-backs. So undoubtedly, Raheem Sterling in that front line could and will be a key player for them. If we can get him under control, we have a better chance of winning this football game. Like I said, Ferran Torres and Riyad Mahrez have been in fantastic form for Manchester City, so it will be interesting to see if they do start, and if so, where. Riyad Mahrez obviously traditionally plays off the right-hand side, cutting on the left. We saw Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams keep Mahrez quite quiet in the last fixture, especially Luke Shaw, who looked fantastic against Mahrez last time out. Ferran Torres has quite often played off the left for Manchester City. So if we do see Torres start, that most likely suggests that Sterling will either be as false nine or will be on the bench, which could be a big benefit to us. I do think Raheem Sterling is a better player than Ferran Torres. Now on to Manchester United. I think this game is massive, massive, massive. Not just because it's a derby, but for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job. Look, we got eliminated from the Champions League in embarrassing fashion on Tuesday night. Look, there are rumours sprouting, as there always is, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will lose his job if he doesn't win this game. What does that mean? That means Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will turn into prime Sir Alex Ferguson. In big pressure games, he turns up, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Especially in these type of games against Manchester City, in the big derbies, Manchester United turn up. And I don't think it's going to be any different today. In this game, I do think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will go with a back five, and I think we will see McFred. As unfortunate as it is, I do think we will see McFred. It's not ideal, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer trusts them. So I think that's what we will see. Of course, I do have Anthony Martial and Luke Shaw both in the team. Shaw came off against RB Leipzig midweek, and there was doubts about whether he'd be fit. He is fit, apparently, according to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So he will play. We will play a back five and look to try and just nullify Man City's attack. Martial has been deemed fit by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his press conference, so I think you go with him up top. He is our best number 9, at least those who are fit. Edinson Cavani has been in light training and has been on the grass. However, it's touch and go whether he will be fit. I wouldn't risk him, especially because it's a muscle injury. We know how bad Cavani's injury problems were before he joined Manchester United, there's no point risking it against Manchester City when we do have Martial fit, we have Rashford fit, we have Greenwood fit. There's just no real need to risk it. We will go for a 5-back. Fred will play. I think, look, that I will not be surprised if this is the exact team. I don't want to see Paul Pogba start. As great as a footballer Paul Pogba is, he's disrespected the club. He still hasn't come out and addressed his comments. Well, Mino Raiola's comments about him wanting to leave from Monday night. So why should he play? I wouldn't be surprised if he does play though, because I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's weak, and I think we'll see Pogba play at some point, but I don't want to see him unless between now and tonight he comes out and addresses it. I don't want to see him play. I wouldn't be too just happy to see Rashford drop out and see Mason Greenwood come in. Why is that? I think Mason Greenwood is a better number 9 than Marcus Rashford. And I think Rashford, one of his best appearances this season was off the bench against West Ham. I think his running behind the fullback, so centre-back, were fantastic, and that really caused problems for West Ham. And that's really helped us get back into the game. So I wouldn't be too unhappy to see that again. So I wouldn't be too opposed to Greenwood starting over Rashford. Like I said, I think McTominay and Fred will play. Look, McTominay could be is bang average, isn't he? But this type of game, McTominay will start. And because he's a favourite of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is a favourite of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's been reports that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could have dropped David De Gea for Dean Henderson in this one. However, David De Gea has been backed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the press conference. So I've gone for David De Gea to start. However, I wouldn't be surprised, and you shouldn't be surprised, if Dean Henderson gets the nod over the Spaniard. Anyway, my team, and no, your eyes do not deceive you, that is Daniel James starting on the right for Manchester United. Now, don't click off the video yet. Is it mental? Maybe a bit, but there's method to the madness. Like I said, I don't want to see us playing a back 5. I don't like it. I think it's too defensive and it doesn't work for us. We saw it against RB Leipzig. We were awful. We conceded 2 goals in the space of 15 minutes. The back 5, there's no longevity in it. We're not going to keep playing it, so why play it in this game? There's no point winning this game, playing a 5-back, going against whoever we've got next week, losing because we've gone back to a 4. No longevity in it, so play the 4. Play the system you want to play on against Solskjaer. Don't try and change it because we're playing Manchester City. Play your system. So, why do I have Dan James playing on the right? I think, like I said, that crossfield ball is so dangerous for this Manchester United team because of our crap centre-half pairing. Both of them on their day and individually are good centre-backs, but together they are awful. They have no pace between them, so a ball behind, they're done for. So meaning Aaron Wan-Bissaka and usually Telles or Shaw has to tuck in, allowing so much space out wide, and that means that crossfield ball, which we saw against RB Leipzig, worked exceptionally well for them and Angelino. It exploits us, and it's our weakness. I think Dan James will track back and will help Wan-Bissaka out defensively and will help to track the fullback. And then going forward, he has so much pace, Dan James, so he can break for us. And do I expect him to score or do something like that? No, I think he will just be so key in helping defensively, help keep shape, and then getting forward will be so lightning and will always be an option out wide. And if we're losing the game, of course, we can bring Dan James off, but I think he'll be a good option on that right-hand side. I think his pace will bring something to the game and to the team. So I would actually start Dan James in this one. As you can see, obviously, I have not started Scott McTominay. I don't think he's amazing. I think McTominay is a player that will run and run and run. He's not a great player. He doesn't start for most teams in the Premier League, but I think he can be a decent bench player for Manchester United. And I would bring him on in this game, especially if Fred has got a booking. I would bring him on if we've got a lead to hold, because, like I said, he will put a challenge in. He ain't scared to get stuck in, which I like about him. So I would actually play McTominay in this game, but as a substitute role, like we saw in the last derby last year. Now, again, looking at that back line, I have gone for Lindelof and Maguire. I would prefer to see Axel Tuanzebe start over one of the two, but especially in a game like this, that's never going to happen. So there's no point in me even trying saying that I want it to happen, because it would just never happen. So I would, of course, Maguire and Lindelof would have to play, but I would like to see Axel Tuanzebe, preferably probably over Maguire, because to me, our best centre-back partnership this season was against PSG, Tuanzebe and Lindelof, and we haven't seen that since. About Left back, I'm touch to go over Alex Telles or Luke Shaw. Shaw's definitely better defensively, so I'd be more than happy to put Luke Shaw in there over Telles, but I've just went with Telles. Like I said earlier, I don't want to see Paul Pogba play. Look, he doesn't want to be here. The only thing that's come out further about that news about Paul Pogba wanting to leave the club and Mino Raiola's comments is that apparently if Mino Raiola does not get Paul Pogba a move in January, Paul Pogba is considering sacking him. So why play Paul Pogba if he doesn't want to be here? He doesn't want to play even for the rest of the season. So don't play him at all. Get Donny van der Beek in, the player we signed for £40 million to try and be his competition. Play Donny van der Beek in that deeper role and let him flourish in this Manchester United team and let him earn his space, his place in this team. Now, I've said it before. Do I think we can win this game? Absolutely. I think this is a game Manchester United perform at their best and I think we will win. To be honest, I think we will win. We are so inconsistent. It is just Manchester United to embarrassingly lose to RB Leipzig in the fashion we did, come back to Old Trafford and play our local rivals and beat them. And I think that's what we're going to do. I think this type of game, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would love to have fans in the ground. Obviously, as would fans would love to be in the ground because it's a derby. And I think it would help push Manchester United on further. But regardless of the fact we don't have fans in the ground, I think we will still win it. I'm going for a 2-1 Manchester United win. Now, let me know down below what you think of this match preview. Comment down below your score predictions. Like I said, I'm going for a 2-1 Manchester United win. And what's going to happen? Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to get sacked? We don't know, but I'm looking forward to this one. Make sure you do tune in for the live watch along starting at 5. Kickoff is at 5:30. It's going to be a good one, and it is going to be enjoyable. Anyway, this has been it. Thank you all for tuning in and watching the preview, and I'll see you next time. Peace.